It's the Rome Show! What's up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of the Rome Show on the road here in beautiful Park City, Utah. I am your host, Andrew Romanello. Not only are we coming at you from a different state today, we are also coming at you from a different room inside of the Airbnb we have here in Park City. But nonetheless, it doesn't mean that we still can't get you the most important information, break down college football playoffs, the Notre Dame big victory last night with a last-second field goal, and get you ready for Texas versus Ohio State tonight. So just because we're in a different location, just because we're in a different location this week, not even just in a different state, and just because I have like a different microphone on, doesn't mean that it's still not the same great Rome show for you that we come every day, 12OZ Sports, youtube.com/12OZ Sports, X and Roku TV. Find the show wherever. You can follow us on social media. It's the Rome Show 1. That's Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or follow the mothership, 12OZ Sports. That's the numbers 12OZsports.com. So for the first 15 minutes of this show today, we are going to break down what we witnessed last night between Notre Dame and Penn State. We are going to get you ready for Texas versus Ohio State, and we are going to make our picks for the NFL Wild Card Weekend. What a slate of sports coming up for the people over the next 4 days. Then, after our commercial break, I have an interview exclusive for the people today. Might not be the typical interview exclusive that you normally think of. No, we are not interviewing a big wig coach. No, we are not interviewing a big wig player. We're not even doing anything necessarily in the realm of a normal sports talk interview. Actually, who we are going to be interviewing today is my 9-year-old nephew, Nico Rinaldi. Now, if you are a follower of the Rome Show, or more specifically, Andrew Romanella, my nephew and I over the last year have been doing a podcast called The Nico and Vinny Show. It's my opportunity for me and Neeks to have a good time, put a microphone on, and talk about some really cool stuff. I got to tell you, the perspective of a young kid with a microphone in his hand is one of the coolest things that you have ever witnessed. So I thought, being that it's Rome Show on the road, and sometimes the technology is a little bit difficult when you're doing the traveling live show, I said, you know what, let's break down college football. Let's break down the National Football League. And then let's give people some insight into this fantastic nephew I got, Nico, and just it is just fun to listen to him for 15 minutes. We talk about Utah. We talk about sports. He plays 4 different sports. We talk about family, talk about what he's going to do, all these different things. So a really jam-packed 30 minutes today between football and a little bit of fun. So you got to stay with us the entire time. You can comment live on YouTube, and you can comment live on X. Make sure you share every aspect of the show with your friends. Last night, we got game number 1 of 2 in the college football semifinals. Penn State took on Notre Dame, and wow, was it a back-and-forth affair. If you watched the Rome Show yesterday, we previewed this football game. We looked at all the statistics, primarily the top 2 or 3 statistics on the offensive side and the top 2 or 3 statistics on the defensive side. And when you looked at both of these teams, both teams were elite, top 10 in the nation. That is Penn State and Notre Dame, in terms of opponents' points per game. So when we picked this game yesterday, I spoke to the people about understanding that this is going to be a slow starting game. We took the under at 44.5. Now, that didn't hit, womp, 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 but the exact prediction as to why I believe the 44.5 under would hit. And that was the way the game played out. I mean, it was nearly 3-0 for 16 minutes of this football game. It was 10-3 at half. There were 20 points scored combined between the two teams between quarters 1, 2, and 3. So that's 20 points over the course of 3 quarters, over the course of 45 minutes of football play. In the fourth quarter alone, there were 28 points put up on the board. So the reason why I believe this was going to be a game that was going to stay under the 44.5, because I didn't think that when the offense hit, the offense was going to hit like that. So I personally think, that was easily the most entertaining college football playoff game I think we've witnessed so far this year, at least in my opinion. B, both teams look like they deserve to be there. But C, it really just came down to which offense could make an adjustment first to go ahead and maybe knock down, grab some points against two elite defenses, especially the way they were playing in the first half. And then secondly, once those offenses made the adjustments, which defense was going to make the adjustment back to give their offense that's high flying right now the chance to actually win this football game? I mean, it went 10 unanswered by Penn State to start the game, and then it was 17 unanswered by Notre Dame. Then it was 14 unanswered by Penn State. And then to finish the game, it was 10 unanswered by Notre Dame. So this football game operated like a basketball game, games of runs for both teams, with Notre Dame coming out ahead 27-24. And why? Because I would say, and if you see my finger go over the screen here, I'm sorry, my mouse broke. So we're using the touchpad part of the computer. It's because both quarterbacks did not protect the football very well. Now, Riley Leonard, 2 interceptions. He did make up for that in the second half. He was 15 of 23, 223, 1 TD, 2 interceptions, but also ran one in as well. So he did account for the 2 touchdowns we chose he would account for. On the other side, Drew Aller, not a very good football game. And then, obviously, and if you didn't watch the game, we're going to show you the clip of it. Drew Aller had arguably the worst turnover of his career. Check out your screen. With roughly a minute left in this football game, Penn State had the ball, chance to go down and score, and this is what happened.
As long as 49. Aller hit as he throws. And it is intercepted! Christian Gray picks it off!
There's an interception. First down, Notre Dame.
And the wild part about that interception is Christian Gray had already had an interception called back in the end zone. In the first quarter, Riley Leonard for Notre Dame threw an interception, and then Drew Allard said, "Hold my football," and lobs a ball into the end zone. That was picked off by Tracy, but then he gets called for holding, so that comes back. And then another interception by Aller was called back because of a bad, in my opinion, flag in the end zone. So it was like the third time's a charm here for Penn State. It's like the football gods were like, well, we've kind of given you 2 already. You're not getting this one. So Drew Aller throws that interception, and then Notre Dame, via running the football, gives Jeter a chance to do this.
Snap and hold are good. The kick is good!
There it is. And Notre Dame heads to the national championship game, and they will face the winner of Ohio State versus Texas. Now, Ohio State versus Texas, they kick off tonight, 7:30 p.m. on ESPN. Another game where the lower seed is favored over the higher seed. Again, if you are an avid listener to the Rome Show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We talked about this on yesterday's show, but go ahead and hit the podcast. Wherever you listen to podcasts, just search the Rome Show, or go to 12ozsports.com and you can click the Rome Show tab and you can get all of our previous shows, or youtube.com/12ozsports. We spoke about how seeding needs to be changed in the NCAA 12-team playoff, being that so many lower seeds are winning. Nonetheless, I'm not going to tangent on that again. Here's your preview on Texas, Ohio State. Texas, number 4 in the nation, 14.4 opponents' points per game. They are number 3 in the nation in opponents' yards given up per game at 277.9. They're number 3 in the nation at opponents' pass yards given up per game at 166.1. So they are top 4 in the nation in opponents' points per game, yards per game, and passing yards per game. However, in this contest, Ohio State is favored by 6 points. And you're like, what? Ohio State's favored by 6 points. And Texas's defense is top 4 in Three insanely important categories. And then they're number 15 in the nation in rushing defense. So they are clearly a top 5 defense in the nation. Well, then you look at Ohio State stats. And Ohio State is number 1 in opponents' points per game, 12.1. Number 1 in opponents' yards per game, 244.6. Number 1 in opponents' pass yards per game, 152.4. And number 5 in opponents' rushing yards per game at 92.2. So you look at it and you're like, okay, Texas maybe is the number 4 overall defense in the nation, number 5 overall defense. Ohio State is clear and above everybody else the number 1 defense in the nation. That's a fact. And then you look on the other side of the football and you're like, do you trust Quinn Ewers? Okay. Quinn Ewers, the starting quarterback of University of Texas. The reason why you might not know that sometimes is because we talk so much about Arch Manning. And then you have Will Howard on the other side, who is a decent quarterback as well. I don't think this is an elite level quarterbacking heading into this contest. I do believe, however, Texas is significantly more committed to running the football, though both offenses don't have a great rushing attack. So you're going number 1 defense against, let's call it number 5 defense in the nation. So what's got to give? What's got to give is on the offensive side of the ball. Both teams are top 25 in the nation in passing. Texas scores 34 points a game. Ohio State scores 36 points a game, and neither team is top 50 in rushing. They're actually both top 65 in rushing, with with Ohio State at number 52 and Texas at number 62. So whichever team can figure out their running game here, and whatever team can figure out how to break through the strong defenses that exist on both sides, is going to be the winner of this game. It's the Goodyear Cotton Bowl, by the way, if you were wondering. So understand that is going to happen in Texas. So I'm wondering how much of an advantage the Texas fans will have, although Ohio State does travel very well. Just to give you the numbers on some of that stuff too, Texas throws the ball for 443 yards a game. Right, that's number 17 in the nation, and Ohio State 432. So I really truly do believe if either team can establish the running game, they'll also be able to control the clock and therefore slow the game down, expand the amount of time they have the ball, shrink the amount of time either explosive passing offense has the ball, advantage that team. What we will do, like we do on most of these shows, we will wait to give you our picks until the end. We'll give you our college and our NFL picks at the same time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Actually, no, we're not going to do that. All right. We're going to take a 19-second timeout because we need to tell you where to get your tickets for any sporting event that you want to go to. We're going to come back. We're going to do Wild Card Weekend. Then we're going to do exclusive interview with Nico Rinaldi on the Rome Show, on the road, 12ozsports.com. Back after this. All right, we are back here, Park City, Utah, the Rome Show on the road, bringing you some of our favorite activity in all of the land, and that is predicting National Football League games over the weekend. We have 6 games coming up, but we will only give you the prediction on 5 of them right now because that is what is Wild Card Weekend. We have 2 on Saturday, and we have 3 on Sunday. Saturday, the Los Angeles Chargers take on the Houston Texans in Houston. The total in this game is 42.5. The Chargers, the road team in this game, are favored by 3. So they're favored by a field goal. The reason I believe this is because coming into this game, the Chargers are head and shoulders playing better football than the Houston Texans are. So I'm going to take Justin Herbert's, Harbaugh, J.K. Dobbins, and the crew, and I am going to take them at the -3. Though Houston is at home, an okay running game, a really not great sophomore campaign from C.J. Stroud, and I think you put all that in the mixing bowl and you say maybe it's just not the year. A little disappointing for the Texans, and for the Chargers, everything that was expected with Jim Harbaugh hire. So give me the Chargers at the -3. The Steelers at 6 o'clock, they go on the road to take on the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. Baltimore's favored in this game by 9.5. The total 43.5. The Steelers limped into the playoffs, losers of 5 straight, with questions at quarterback. That's been there all year. Baltimore has sprinted into the postseason, playing some of their best football down the stretch, winning 4 straight to get into the postseason on a heater. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens at the -9.5. We go to Sunday slate, morning contest. If you're in the mountain with me, afternoon 1 o'clock slate. If you are on the East Coast, Broncos at Bills. Buffalo favored by 8 in this game. I love Bo Nix. I like what Sean Payton and the squad's doing over there. Patrick Surtain has literally been the best cornerback in the league. Honestly, kind of reminds me of Darrelle Revis during that unbelievably elite time during Darrelle Revis' career. Just lockdown of all lockdowns. But I still think Buffalo is just too good. I think this is Buffalo's year. They're underrated. No one's talked about them a lot this year. They've just been up in Orchard Park, New York, building a brand new stadium and getting ready for the first Super Bowl in Buffalo Bills history. This is going to be the first step. So give me the Bills at the -8. We got the Packers at the Eagles. I'm really interested in this game. Jalen Hurts coming off of injury. I think it was more precautionary than anything else. If Jalen Hurts gets again, what happens? Jordan Love, the injuries on the side of the Packers. I think the Packers is another team that limped into the postseason, whereas the Eagles, though they had a few injuries, especially at quarterback, they've been sprinting the last half of the season into the postseason, and they look really good. They're at home. The spread has been moving up in terms of favorite for the Eagles, so I actually am going to play with that. I'm going to say Philadelphia at -5. And then the last game we have over the weekend in the National Football League is the Commanders at the Buccaneers. Now, this is a tough one because the Commanders, the Buccaneers, they were like 4-6 at one point and won like 6 of their last 7 in order to get into the postseason and win the NFC South. The Commanders, they've been really good all year. Pretty consistent, a little bit of a lapse in the middle of the season, but Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury, Jaden Daniels, they figured it out. Probably the rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels, if it doesn't go to Brock Bowers. Baker Mayfield has had his best season of his career. He's thrown for 4,500 yards and 41 TDs. I'm going to have to go, though, with the Commanders because the Buccaneers are favored by 3 in this game, and they're at home. And I think they're taking into consideration Baker has been to the postseason before. Mike Evans, this unit has a lot of experience. There's probably a bunch of guys that are still left over from the Super Bowl. I'm not saying Todd Bowles is the greatest coach in the entire world, but doing a really good job. But I just believe in the Commanders and Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels got that I don't give an F attitude, and that usually plays no matter what, especially on the road in the playoffs. So give me the Commanders at the +3, and those are my National Football League wildcard weekend picks. Because of what has been going on in California, thoughts and prayers to everybody. The National Football League has moved Monday's Vikings versus Rams game to Arizona. But we have time on Monday morning to discuss that one. Without further ado, I want to get into my exclusive interview with my nephew, Nico, here in Park City, Utah. Listen, we spend a lot of time in the candy store that is the sports world, and it's a very good distraction from the world and from real life. But sometimes it's just sports. And I thought would be a good opportunity today with all this craziness going on in the world, just to bring you a fun interview that I did with my 9-year-old nephew. It is called the Nico and Vinny Show. You can get the Nico and Vinny Show anywhere you get your podcast. Just search Nico and Vinny Show. And this is an exclusive 15-minute interview we did yesterday here in Park City that I wanted to share with the the Rome Show crew. I will be here on the back end live producing this interview. If you want to comment on anything, you want to write in, and then we'll finish up the show with our picks, Texas versus Ohio State, and we'll get out of here. We're probably going to go over till about 7:40 today, but again, in a world where there's so much negative going on to start this 2025 year, I wanted to bring you an awesome interview with my 9-year-old nephew, Nico. So we'll take a quick commercial. When we come back, the Nico and Vinny Show exclusive interview on the Rome Show on 12 OZ Sports. Thanks for joining me on Friday, November 10th. Friday, January 10th, 2025. Really excited to bring this to you back after this, the Rome Show.
BetUS.com is the official place to place your bets and support 12-ounce sports. All you have to do is go to BetUS.com and type in the promo code 12OZ and you'll instantly get a deposit bonus. This is America's favorite sports book. And remember, always gamble responsibly.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in to another edition of the Nico and Vinny Show. I am your host, Andrew Romanella, alongside my guy, Nico Rinaldi. Nico playing the Sounders to start the show today. Nico, how you doing, bro?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where are you at right now? Tell the people.
In Park City, Utah.
Oh, okay. Why? Could you tell everyone why you're in Park City, Utah?
Well, we're in Park City because we usually celebrate my birthday, but it's not on the date of my birthday. So.
When is your birthday, Nico?
January 14th.
January 14th. So that's coming up soon, huh?
Yeah, huh?
What is that, like 4 days away?
5
5 days away?
Probably 4.
Oh, all right. So Nico and I thought, since the Rome Show has been coming to you live from Utah, we could give you an exclusive interview with Nico in Park City, Utah. For those of you that have never listened to the Nico and Vinny Show, you can find the Nico and Vinny Show wherever you get your podcast. Just search Nico and Vinny Show, okay? We know we've been on a little bit of a hiatus.
Yes.
But we're trying to bring it back for the people.
Yeah.
And one of our favorite shows we've ever done before was in Park City.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Park City.
We did do the first one in Park City. So I have a series of questions here for Nico that I'm going to ask him, okay? And throughout this entire show, if you hear sounders going on and off, it is because Nico's having a blast with our traveling sounding machine, okay? And if you are a regular on the Nico and Vinny Show, you know that this is something that this guy has done early and often in his broadcasting career. Okay, Nico, are you ready for your first question?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Positive.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Do you like wearing headbands?
Yeah, but I don't have them at home, so.
So you have a headband on right now,
yes.
Much like Uncle Andy does.
Yes.
Why?
Because, I like them. I like their color.
Yeah, that's a fire color headband right there. If you're not watching and you're listening, Nico's got a really nice green junk headband on. Head to junkheadbands.com and let them know that Nico and Vinny sent you. Who knows? Maybe they'll give us a discount code and they'll give you a discount. Well, I appreciate that you wore your headband on this show because I don't know if you listen to my radio show, dude, but I wear headbands every time I broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the way they look.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, question number 2. We're in Utah. Who's here with you?
Well, I got my family.
All right.
My cousins,
okay.
My uncle and my aunt, and Paul Vance.
And Paul Vance. Okay. Is that who you normally ski with, or do you normally ski with Paul and your cousins and your aunts and uncles?
Paul. Yeah, Paul.
Okay.
But no, some of you on the show might not know Paul Vance. He is my ski buddy.
He's your ski buddy.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been skiing with Paul for?
Quite a few years now.
Yeah, you said you were turning something soon. How old are you turning?
9.
9? So, Nico, I'd probably say you've been skiing with Paul for at least 5 years.
Yeah.
So, if you had to say, I'm going to go skiing with somebody, and I'm going to bring one person with me, is Paul the one person you're going to bring? Would you bring Grandpa? Like, if you could only bring one person skiing, who would it be?
If I had to choose, it'd probably be Paul.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Do you know who I would choose?
Who?
I'm a little conflicted, okay, because I really want to choose Grandpa because we have a great time skiing together, but I also really want to choose your dad because I really enjoy snowboarding with your dad. So I think I would choose to split some of my time between Grandpa and Chris or Dad.
I would also go with Grandpa too.
Yeah, Grandpa who taught you how to ski,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, next.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yo, you're good.
Okay.
That's how good this man is. He's making sure that his microphone sounds good. And if you're watching, Nico, show the people your cool gold microphone you got right now.
This here is the gold microphone. I know it's not fully gold, but this part is gold.
Yeah. So it's Nico's fire traveling microphone sounder. Okay, Nico, question number 3, I believe. In Park City, Utah, on day number 1, what did you do?
Well, today I went to Woodward and I did a ski lesson.
Ooh, interesting.
First, we did snow tubing.
Okay.
Then we did Woodward ski lessons.
Interesting. So what happens in a ski lesson? Is it like you just get up on top of the hill and go down, or?
No. So they warm you up and they teach you what to do. They give you examples and stuff.
That's really cool. And did you do that by yourself?
Most of it, yeah.
Okay. Who else was with you when you weren't alone?
My cousin Penelope.
How's she? Is she a good skier?
Yeah, she's getting better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So do you think that your cousin Penelope could ski with you on the big mountain that you go on with Grandpa and Dad?
If we take her on home run and she's ready, then yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And for the people that are listening at home, Nico, what is home run? You said if she goes on home run. What is that? Home
run, well, for ski trails, they give names so you don't get confused on which trail it is. So, like I said, home run, it's a green, so it's easy to ski down.
And what does green mean? Is there like different colors of difficulty when you're on the mountain?
So green means easy, blue means medium, and black diamonds are hard.
Ooh, have you ever been on a black diamond?
No.
Have you ever seen one?
I have.
What do they look like? Are they like really steep, I'm
guessing?
Really
steep. Really, really steep.
Okay, now this is a side question. I didn't write this down, but after you said that, I have to ask. Would you ever try a black diamond?
If I was as old as Grandpa, yeah.
Because he has experience, right? All right. Well, we'll have to bring Grandpa on a black diamond with us, all right? Okay, all right. Real quick timeout from the questions. I just wanted to show everybody our handshake real quick, all right? Nico and I got a sick handshake. Check it out, people. Ready? Bam, 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 bam. Bam. Ooh, oh, all right. There's your intermission. That's fire, right? That's fire. Hit a sounder. All right, here we go. Question number 4. Okay, in Park City, you've already gone to Woodward, which it seems like was super cool.
It's fun.
Okay.
Also, at the end, I did this cool jump.
Oh yeah, you're right. You know what? How about people at home? I will on the next Rome show that airs live. I'll show Nico's jump on air for everyone to see. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
All right. So what do you?
Big jump too.
It was a sick jump. What are you doing tomorrow?
So we're going up to the Big Boy Mountains.
Ooh,
the big mountain.
Is that where home run is?
Yeah, it's near one of them. It's near Harmony, it's near Canyons.
Ooh, all right. Who's going tomorrow?
Paul Vance.
Okay.
Penelope.
Okay.
Uncle Sean.
Yep.
My dad.
And
you.
Yeah. I'll be there as well, bro. I can't wait. I'm so pumped. Your dad and I went today, actually. And I'll tell you what, Nico, they're ready for you, dude. They're ready for you. Okay. Yeah, they're really good. Okay, last question about skiing and snowboarding before I ask you, I think, my favorite question I've ever asked you on the Nico and Vinny show. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So you said you got air today.
Yeah.
Before I ask the question, could you just explain to people that maybe have never skied before what getting air means?
So, what getting air means, it means you're on skis or a snowboard.
Okay.
And
I got you. Go ahead.
And when there's jumps and you jump off one, you're in air and you do tricks. So that's what air means.
How high off the ground do you believe you were when you got air today?
If I would say about a foot.
That's insane. Can you understand how cool that is? Mm-hmm. Like for somebody that's sitting at home that's never done that before, dude, that's really cool. Mm-hmm. Now, are you going to try and get air again tomorrow?
Yes.
Ooh, is Penelope going to get air with you?
Actually, she might.
All right.
It depends on how she wants to get some air.
I might need to get some air.
Yeah, I need to get some air too.
All right. Do you have any fun skiing terms that you like to use? Like I like to say I like to shred the powder because powder is a reference for snow.
No, yes, no.
Are there cool skiing terminologies
Yeah.
that I don't know? What are they? Do you have any?
Well, S turns slow me down,
Ooh, okay.
which I like to grade the snow.
Ooh, interesting. Is the grading of the snow like how the snow is packed, I'm guessing?
How you push the snow with your ski or snowboard.
Okay.
When you're doing your S turn.
Oh, that's
It
really
depends
cool.
on how your S turn is. If it's not so great, then you won't blow some powder. If it is, then you're going to blow some powder.
And if you blow powder, that means you did a really good S turn.
Yeah.
See? Some good skiing terminology. Look, you're teaching the people. All right. Fun question here for you, Nico. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. You play 4 sports, all right? For the people at home that don't know, Nico is a golfer. He's a basketball player. He's a baseball player. And as we've talked about on this episode of the Nico and Vinny Show, he is also a skater. So we're going to put Nico on the spot today in Park City, Utah, Nico and Vinny Show on the road. And we are going to ask Nico to rank from least favorite all the way up to favorite his 4 sports. Okay, Nico, do you understand what I'm asking of you?
Yes.
All right.
But I'm also going places like first, next,
Right.
like first place, second place.
Okay, so do you want to go 4th, 3rd, 2nd, first, and we'll save your favorite one for last? Okay, I'm going to give you a drum roll, and then I'm going to say number 4, and then you're going to tell me your, in theory, I know you still might love it, but your least favorite of the 4 sport. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, drum roll number 4.
I don't really like basketball as much, but I do like it.
Okay.
I do like it a little bit.
Okay, but you don't like it as much, okay?
Yeah.
All right, on assessment. All right, ready? Here we go. And drum roll number 3.
Baseball.
Really? Okay, why? Is it like a little bit more fun than basketball, like when you play it?
Yeah.
Okay, I would agree with that. So for me, I liked baseball more than basketball because I just wasn't as good at basketball. Mm-hmm. But I was way better at baseball. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? And numero 2. Skiing. Oh my God. I think skiing is so much fun because you go so fast down there.
Yeah.
And I like the views that you get to see.
Yeah.
The mountains are super
That's
cool.
why it's second place, though.
Oh, because the views?
Yes.
Okay, so then that only leaves one more sport, which is number 1 on Nico's playlist. Your number 1 Nico's favorite sport is?
Golf.
Golf! Oh, no way. Can you tell the people why you love golf?
Well, I like golf because it's fun, and there's also beautiful sights with ponds, the sun shining on the ponds, the birds chirping, playing on the course.
Dude, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I would say, I coach baseball,
Mm-hmm.
and I've played baseball my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say of the 4 sports that I played hockey, baseball, football, and basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And I play golf now. So I would say, even though I never played golf like you play golf,
Mm-hmm.
golf is my favorite sport out of all of those sports that I
Mm-hmm.
play. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
It's just such a fun sport. And Nico, golf is so hard that because it's so hard, when you play it well, it makes it so much more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
All right. We are coming towards the end of the Nico and Vinny Show. Hit a sounder, dog. Coming towards the end of the Nico and Vinny Show. Generally, we'll give Nico a second to shout people out before the show. But I had a good idea, Nico. What? What's the good idea? As we know, Grandma is recovering from hurting her shoulder.
Yes.
So I thought you could start by shouting Grandma out. So if she's listening to the Nico and Vinny Show, maybe she'd get all fired up since she's recovering her shoulder. Do you want to say something to Grams?
Yes. So, Grandma, if you're watching this, I love you. You're a great grandparent, and
get better soon.
Yeah, just get better soon.
And I'll come hang out, right?
Yeah.
We'll come hang out, maybe play some Mahjong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you even play Mahjong?
No.
It's a good game, though. It's a good game once you learn. Okay, we finished the show with shout-outs. Nico started by shouting out Grandma. Who else? Go ahead. Go through your shout-out list. Who would you like to shout out today, Nico?
Since Dominic knows the show, I told him about it.
All right.
And if he's listening,
We got shout out.
yeah, it's a shout out.
Shout out to Dom. All right, who else? I would like to shout out Grandpa for making the Utah ski trip happen.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing a podcast in Utah without Grandpa.
Yeah.
I would like to shout out Coach Miller and Coach Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my assistant coaches on the baseball team. And Who else coaches with me on the baseball team?
Angelo.
Pop. So we'll shout out Pop. All right, who else? You want to finish the shout outs?
Yeah. Penelope and Carson.
Yeah.
Rocco, Sophia.
Yeah. Anyone else you got before we finish? And if not, all right, cool.
Grammy and Papa.
Grammy and Pop-Up. All right. Hey, everybody. This was the Nico and Vinny show. I'm Andrew. This is my guy, Nico, but they call me Vinny, so that's why it's called the Nico and Vinny show. We are back, and I hope continuing to be back. But at the end of the day, we hope you just enjoyed this episode. Andrew and Nico coming to you from Park City, Utah. Nico, one last thing before we leave. Go ahead. Say it. Anything?
You know what? I love skiing. I love Utah. I love playing in the snow. I love snow tubing. I love Woodward.
Same. And I love Nico, and I love the Nico and Vinny show. Thanks for listening, everybody. Peace! All right. I hope everybody enjoyed that exclusive interview with my guy. He's just so much fun to talk to, and for 9 years old, I think has some of the coolest perspectives on things. Paulie, I hope you were listening because the dude clearly wants to hit the mountain with you. Thank you for going overtime with us today. We generally do that, but a little bit longer today. Just wanted to bring you some fun. The world from my perspective. No wonder I talk about him so much, hang out with him so much. Guy's a dude, and he is phenomenal at the game of golf. Just so you are aware, I will give you my bananas for college football real quick. I'm going to take Ohio State at the -6. I'm going to take the under 54.5, even though I got burned last night on the under. And I'm going to take Jeremiah Smith, the wide receiver for Ohio State, to have over 70 receiving yards, nearly 1,200 on the year this season. Those are my picks, and that is the Rome Show, a different version of the Rome Show today. Obviously, it's the Rome Show on the road, but with that exclusive interview. Hope you enjoyed it. Follow 12OZ Sports. Follow the Rome Show 1. Make sure you listen daily, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. We are always on the air for you. Andrew Romanella, for my guy Nico Rinaldi, for my team at 12OZ Sports. Enjoy this weekend, and we will see you on Monday. Peace! Thank you for listening.